being one of the more intriguing matchups on groups on this particular weekend. And the reason for that, well, we'll come to that in a moment, but plenty of action to come. Lithuania against Denmark to follow here in Vilnius, and then we all get on the road once again on Sunday. This is the standings in Group C. Belgium 2 from 2. Czech Republic having lost one so far, and that is the key bit, with Belgium having beaten Lithuania in the opening game of the group in Mons. Having beat one top 10 team in the FIBA World Rankings, can they do it again here? And they've got plenty of talent with which to do so. Look out in particular for Michael Gilmore. Manu Lecomte back into the mix, of course, and of course Reten Obersoen, who was so pivotal in that win over Lithuania. 21 points. Blindberg, part of the Antwerp setup, of course, that reached the Basketball Champions League Final Four on home soil not that long ago. And he's got plenty of teammates, but let's see their opponents get out onto the court. The Czech Republic, 6th in the World Cup. Just over 12 months ago, victors over Japan, Turkey, Brazil and Greece, beaten by Lithuania on this court, 97-89. But whilst they might not have Satoransky or indeed Vesely, 7 from that roster that did so well in China available for this particular window and this particular bubble. Ronan Ginsberg in charge. And they know that this could be the pivotal game to decide who finishes at least in the top 2. Czechs, of course, already qualified as co-hosts. Belgium looking to make sure, but now the anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of Czech Republic.
And the anthem is beautifully observed by 2 teams in this Vilnius bubble that, well, we've had to get used to. And congratulations must go to all those in Lithuania who've helped stage these games without incident. A remarkable feat of organisation to make sure Not just these two teams, but of course also Lithuania and Denmark can take to the court. And we miss the fans in the stands, of course. It'll be so much more of a spectacle to have all the colour that you would expect from basketball at this level. Our officials as good as ever, though. This is Glisic Sam leading the crew in charge of this one. And let's take a look at the starting five for Belgium, shall we? No Seron, no Taboo to call on. Bukiciu isn't part of their roster for this particular weekend either. But they certainly have talent to burn. Real fast, quite run and gun approach, but you take them and you have to take them on physically and stop them getting that pace into the game that rather throttled Lithuania when they arrived. And no surprises with the starting five. Lecomte back in the setup for this quarter with Muema, Gillet, Obersoen, so impressive against Lithuania, 21 points, and Kevin Tumba, once in Spain, now playing his club basketball in Greece. And there's the coach who has to get them to a third win, Daria Gierga. Now, as for the Czechs, 1-for-1, of course, victorious over Denmark. Beaten in an 8-point game here in Lithuania. And that was despite 26 points from Hruban, who's not in the starting five for this one. Bahacic leading affairs, you would think, with Balvin, Serena, Mares and Chris. No Hruban indeed in the 12, of course, with Paterka and Vural, experienced players to come off that particular bench. It's a big old game for Ronan Ginsberg. Can they get ahead of Belgium and be sure that to give themselves a little bit of comfort going into Sunday's game against Denmark, which is an absolutely must win. Remember, they only beat Denmark by 4 points in Pardubice. Intriguing to see how these two match up against each other. Remember, qualification in this Group C slightly different. Czech Republic co-hosts, of course, when we get to the final round of EuroBasket 2021. So it's the Czechs and 2 teams from 3 who qualify. Given the way they start, you would back Belgium and, of course, Lithuania to do that. But Belgium looking to make a statement here and show they are ready to take on the rest of Europe when we get to the glamour of the final round. Hopefully not that far away now, all being well, of course, Europe. September 2022 we have to wait for it, with the knockout phase being played in Berlin. All that a long way away, and hopefully the pandemic will be a distant memory. We all like to put bad memories aside, don't we? So let's see what these two have in store for us here in Vilnius. Belgium in the red, Czechs in white, and Tumba of Belgium ready for the jump that will get us started here in Lithuania, and immediately out of bounds it goes. Czech ball, Chris on top at least for the opening seconds. Balvin winning the jump, of course, and away we go. The Czechs looking to impose themselves early on. Chris, wide that goes to the top of the key, and a handy start indeed from Bahatchik. Starting as he means to go on, no doubt. Gillet, cross it goes to Lecomte. So good to see him back in international colours. Has to check back, Gillet leaning back and off balance. That is a remarkable jumper. Pierre-Antoine Gillet. Setting his standards high right from the opening moments. Chris here for the Czechs. And Balvin opts to kick it back out. Oh, that's nice. Serena. Statement made early on. The Czechs do mean business here. Obersohan off the glass, and no mistake to get him off and running. 21 points against Lithuania. And it was a small match of 16 against Denmark. Back to pace as well. Expect him to make an impact here as Bahatchik drives down the lane. No real option for him, though. Obersohan comes away with it. And the Belgians respond. And it is the Belgians who lead. Wemo with the three. And now what can the Czechs do? Well, it's off the rim. A little lackadaisical, but early moments indeed. Lecomte round the back. Wemo, have another go. Why not? Back-to-back triples from Jean-Marc Wemo. And how easy does he make that look? 4-point game. And the Belgians giving a taste to the Czechs what they dished out to the Lithuanians. And I'm not sure they're quite settled yet. Serena unable to repeat Wemo's back-to-back triple. An early foul called on Maresh, who's trying to say hello nice and early to Obersohan. First foul called in the contest. An early treatment as well. Serena feeling the effects there. Oh, Gillet's turned up the heat nice and early here. Beautiful spin. And look at this. 6-point game already. Good screen there from Chris. Viorel on the court now, of course. Here's Bahatchik from the top of the key. And the rebound from Balvin. Draws the foul from Tumba. And he's fighting to get there, and he does. So Balvin to the line. Interesting test this for the Czechs. They surprised so many in China last year in their setup with so many players coming through Nürnberg in their appearances in the Basketball Champions League, setting standards and levels for them to build on. Always had a reputation for good standard of basketball. We're starting to see it now at the very top level with the Czechs, as I say, 6th in the World Cup in China, FIBA World Cup, 7th, of course, back in EuroBasket 2015. Lecomte no good from way back. Gets another bite from mid-range, though. Czechs far from having it easy here, as you might expect, as Bahatchik finds the jumper. Back to within 4, 6 minutes. Still to play in here in the opener in Vilnius. So bounce pass, but there's a reach in, and Belgium drawing the foul. Fiorel, the man responsible, just reaching in there. Lecomte reaches and puts it up to great effect. Like the way he started, Manu Lecomte. Setting the tone for his coach to expect more. Bahatchik weaving this way and that. Can he find the basket? Oh, that's Tumba in the way. And it'll be Belgian ball. Bahatchik's looking for the call, which he's not going to get, but Tumba, tall and strong. And denies Bahatchik. Balvin was in there trying to create the screen. Ginsberg, another one to be slightly mystified at the lack of the call, but on we go. Lecomte. Tumba in there, giving a helping hand. Obersoen, oh, that's nice. So smooth and so effective. And what about this start from Belgium? They are right on top and producing some sublimely efficient basketball here. Obersoen with 5 points, Mwema with 8. Timeout call.
Come on, we need to play first of all more effort. They come strong, they are aggressive. Every pick is a pick, every foul is a foul, and we are softy. We need to change it. We go now 3 sides on pick and roll, We make show, okay? Show, but show, and everybody collapse first of all, okay? They didn't miss one ball, they have all the time open shots.
Well, Mwema is lighting things up for Belgium, 100% so far from downtown. In fact, they're shooting close on 90% from the floor so far. And plenty of offensive, well, one offensive rebound, but winning the battle of the boards. And Ginsberg knows he's got a problem early on here, urging his team to change it. Let's see if they do from here on in. Oh, that'll help. It always helps when you make great three-point plays like that. Mwema, and the star of the show so far. Paterka on the court, making the three, of course. That's within 6, and turnover now as well. So just little pieces added to the jigsaw. Fiorel for the Czechs. Looking to find his way in, but there's a ball on Lecomte there, I think. Whatever you say to the official, and suddenly their hearing goes. We don't always hear it. Balvin sets it up with Fiorel. Fiora's going to go from long range too. And again, they just haven't caught light yet, the Czechs. And Mohamed just doing enough, at least for now, under pressure from Vural and Peterka. So is Vural. Great to see him getting opportunities early on, and one of those 7 players available to De Ginsberg, who were on the World Cup roster. 20 minutes court time against Lithuania, but here come the Belgians. Gillet on the court at the moment, but it's Tumba trying to have the second bite of the cherry. Great transition though for the Czechs, and how about the dunk, Balvin? Open sesame, and he can't fail from there. 4-point game. Lots to intrigue. Obersoen, Gillet. From way back. That's virtually from Latvia. Magnificent stuff. Pierre-Antoine Gillet. His first triple of the game. And they've got so much ammunition, the Belgians. The Czechs are going to have to be right on their mettle as it comes off the foot of Tumba. Coach Ginsberg looking distinctly ill at ease right now. We have 3:11 to play in the opener. Vural takes the responsibility himself. Can with tip in, but he's done well to get that back to Vural, mind you. Return to the low post. Tumba watching on, and so unlucky it doesn't roll in. Will he get another go? No, Vural back to the corner it goes. Chris for 3, still can't get there. Pahatchix has the final touch. And out of bounds it goes. And he's got to try and switch things and change things up here, Ginsberg, once again, as Palser comes onto the court. Czechs certainly the later to settle here. This for a 10-point game. Van Wyn on the court, sets up Obersoen. Rebound goes the Czechs' way. Peterka with it. And Vural trying to get round the back, but Wemmer cuts things off. Call for the foul. Yeah, there it is. A little slap on the arm. Belgium shooting 69% at the moment. Still to get a free throw. But there's time enough for that. Rebounding battle a little more even now. 7 Belgium, 5 for the Czechs as Lecomte steps out for a moment. Akiazili with the Warrior tattoo. And it's Czech ball. Chris. The jumper from Peterka, no good. And Obersoen driving up the lane, kicks it back out. Akiazili with a chance to show what he's made of. Why not? Cream always rises to the top. And that's one way to make your introduction. 10-point game, Belgium up. Czechs with all sorts to sort out, and that doesn't help them. Not loose from Chris's grasp. And Moema is done probably for this quarter, I would suggest. Kestel who replaces him. And the Czechs need a bit of inspiration here. Pausa. Screen from Balvin. It's gone loose once again. Oh, brilliant pickup. Seno, I think it was, but it's all to no avail. Oberson. Akizili for his second. No. Found in the act of shooting, I think. Pausa. A rather desperate dive in. Let's watch that again. Yep. And we'll go to the line for 3. Bahacic back into the game, by the way, for the Czechs now, as you might be able to see. Balvin has stepped out. Belgian bench much the happier with the way proceedings have gone so far, obviously. Two from 3. And the man brought up in Antwerp, but very much a mixed Turkish-Belgian heritage. Oberson has done his bit for the opening quarter too. He's taking his seat. Libert on for him. And the drive up the lane is terrific from Seno. Through the youth system in Prague, playing his basketball at USK. And 2 in the roster from that club as it comes off the legs of Pausa, I think. And inside the last minute of this opening quarter, which has been intriguing to see how far Belgium have stretched their advantage. Akizili. Over the top it goes. Van Wyn. Does he draw the foul? No, no basket. Travel involved there. Look for the extra step. And it's Czech ball. With approaching 30 seconds remaining. Now. And once again, the Czechs horribly imprecise. They've gone through the roster. Just 3 players of the 12 not called on so far in this opening quarter. Farski, Purcell and Sverdlik. No cohesion at the moment to their game. Akizili. Van Wyn. Wake on the Czechs, turnover. Waiting for it. Here's Pausa. And that might be a confidence boost going into the second quarter. And goodness knows the Czechs need it. Wonderfully well to get open in transition. Late slip from Belgium, but it's been their opening quarter, no question of that. 8-point game, 27-19 in favour of Belgium, on course, as it stands, to go 3-0 in Group C. And here's your stats. Look at the difference on 3-pointers. Well, the Czechs getting back into it slightly, but 5 from 6 is some record for the Belgians. Czechs will want a little bit more in the paint. And these are the key moments. They've been few and far between from the men in white. No matter how much their head coach can point the way, they've got to do the dirty work. Nice in the corner from Serena. But Moema lit it up early. Back-to-back trays from him. 100% so far for Mama. 2 threes out of 2. Great setup here in Vilnius. All sorts of credit due to the organisers, and if you want to keep posted on what's happening across the groups, there's the place to go, the FIBA EuroBasket app. Download for free. Back underway then. Czechs 19, Belgium 27. Kick back out to Palzia, who draws the foul. Liebert gets his first. Akizilic, Kestelu, Liebert, Van Vliet, and Van Wyn on the court for Belgium. Bahatchik, Chris, Palzia, Peterka, and Sejnov for Belgium. Plenty more like that needed from the Czechs. Lucas Palzia. 2 from 2 now. And suddenly, it's a 5-point gap. Akizilic can't find the right bounce pass, but it takes the foot of Sejnov. Liebert with the inbounds. Akizilic finds some space. Oh, what a pass that is. What vision to pick out Van Vliet for his first points. Completely exposed. And Peterka has to retreat. What can they do at this end? Bahatchik from downtown. Oh! Frustration for the Belgians. He was given so much time and open court. 8 points now to Bahatchik. Liebert. Oh, and finds Van Vliet with the spin move for 2 more. Czechs needing a platform at the moment. Passer. Well, this will do if this lands. No. And Peterka can't find the rebound. Away come Belgium. Quick as you like. Liebert gets his appreciation in early. The sort of transition play you dream of. As easy as that. Bahatchik. Double team for a moment. And he's going to try and drive up. But Van Vliet's always ahead of him. And it's the rangy Santa Van Vliet who picks up his foul. His first action in the qualifiers this. It's still the Belgians have to keep their big names largely off the court at the moment. Why wouldn't they? Oh, that's picked out. Denied. Hans Van Wyn. None of these Antwerp products that have doing these Belgian lines such good service right now. Off balance from Palzia, and Belgium with the rebound once more. Akizilic gets the screen from Van Vliet. At the option of Van Wyn. But opted to go right across the court, and that was the right play, wasn't it? Liebert, who is hot right now. 5 points to its name, and timeout called by the Czechs, who do not know what's hit them. Belgium already with 1 top 10 scout in this group, looking at a second here. 10-point game. The Czechs with all the questions to answer.
Okay, better screens, so one time they will call us offensive foul, no problem. We go now, Dallas. Don't call it on defense. On defense, we are even they are shooting. We try now. We are straight two. Okay. Now pick and rolls on defense. We go show. They kill us. We are not recover. We go contain. They make 1-on-1.
Well, if you're a fan of the team in red, you're going to be very content with this start your team has made. Derek Jaeger couldn't be happy. Remember, they're missing Jonathan Sabu, who was so influential in both their opening wins. No Seron either. And the Czechs have got a lot to do here. Still 7 minutes to play in the first half, mind you. Plenty of time to get things sorted out. Peterka lifted over the top by Bahacic, and Balvin can't get there. Alert from Castellou. Love the grit that the Belgians are showing here, and Coach Ginsberg is searching for any sort of inspiration he can get. Bahacic. The low post it goes. Balvin, I beg your pardon, as the shot clock expires. Balvin in for Chris, draws the foul from Van Vliet, and that should be it for him. And there's all sorts of lunging in there from Van Vliet. Tumber on the court now for Van Vliet. And as you can see, ahead of Balvin. There's Bahacic, though. Gets Castellou screened out. Off the rim it goes. Good rebound from Akizili. Not that easy. Goes all the full length of the court from coast to coast, but can't find the finishing touch. Back come the Czechs. Sirina gets away. Kicks back out to Palzia, but turnover. Can Akizili get there? He can't. But Liebert will. And I think Bahacic's going to say that that was a bit of a wrestling match. But it looked fair contest to the officials. And Liebert with the layup. The officiating crew also having a word now with the... And now you can hear it. That's the advantage, actually, of having no fans in. Official warning placed on the Belgian bench. 12-point game. I wish you could play right now. Bahacic finds Balvin. Balvin up against the mighty figure of Tumba, but it's the Czech who wins out. Good strong work at the post there. And he was playing his basketball in Bilbao until recently. Liebert might be regretting that bad pass, I would suggest. Here's a chance at a momentum switcher. Balvin. Bahacic looking at his options. Trying to get away from Akizili. To the corner it goes. Here's Grizz. It's been cold tonight. Tumba reaching in, eventually claimed by Castellou. Might be a significant moment, that. 5:30 odd to play in the half. And Tumba finds his range from the free throw line. Look at this. They got well ahead. They were over 30 in front of Lithuania when they played in front of a lively Mons Arena. 12 in front as Lybert's called for the foul there. His second. And Lecomte had a lengthy sit down. Back into the game. Oh, so unlucky. Czechs unable to find any sort of rhythm right now. Here is Lecomte for Belgium. Option provided by Lybert. Can he find Tumba? No. Away. As we see Chile come back into proceedings. Lecomte. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lybert, well, he's been terrific since he came off the bench, and there's another layup. Quietly efficient, 8 points to his name now. And 100% shooting. That win out of the game with Chile on, by the way, for Belgium. Lybert trying to reach in there to steal it off the hat trick. Meantime, it's no good from distance from Peterka. Back of Belgium. Lecomte. The screen from Tumba. Lecomte's going to go himself. And he had options. Lybert was to his right-hand side. An open court. That's not going to be an offensive foul. The hat trick eventually sees the benefit of his bounce pass, and Peterka finishes off with a second attempt. Could not be happier with this first half display right now. Lecomte, well, he might as well have a go himself, but quite a limp layup. Expect better from himself than that. Balvin at the top of the key. The hat trick. Peterka. Chris finds the bounce pass to Balvin, but there's a foul, I think, on Tumba. And the minute he looked back at the officials, you knew he was in trouble there. His second foul. That's going to go to the line from now on. Tumba now on 2 fouls, as is Lybert and Van Vliet. One player on the Czechs' side with more than one. 1 for 2 from Balvin. As we head towards the final 3 minutes in this first half. Obersohan back in the game now. Tumba, Lecomte. It's the Lecomte and Tumba show right now. Tumba does well to claim the ball back. Shot clock running out. Decent effort from Chile, but never looked likely. So we'll just check things back, and Balvin will tee up the hat trick. Balvin. What a spin! That's the finish and draws the foul too. Belgium's unhappy, but that's why Balvin's on the court. Spins right past Tumba, and Chile has no option to foul. How about the reaction? And timeout called. With Ural in for the Czechs. Time to reassess and plot these last remaining moments of this first half to come. Belgium timeout.
You see, we don't hard goal for winning. Hey, listen to me now. We didn't work, but this is very simple. This is most simple possible step. When they go in 2-3 now. Mark it, please.
Belgium in the ascendancy then. 71% from three-point range, 63 inside. Czechs have just been unable to hold on to the ball. 7 points from turnover so far for the men in red. Let's see Balvin go to the line here. Double-digit scoring now. Goes Balvin, and full-court press coming on from the Czechs. Keen to reduce this deficit as much as they can before trip to the locker room. 2 minutes 20 to play in the half. All sorts of pressure on the cop. Does well, though. Wemmer gets it out wide. And how about that? You know it's over, Sohan. Don't leave him that sort of open court. A lot of opportunity he's going to relish. Yet again, Belgium on the money from three-point range. Balvin. Back out it goes. Bahacic, great step to get past over Sohan. It's all very messy in the paint. Grizz finds Balvin with time running low. Let's get another bite of the cherry. Bahacic reaches high, pops it up. Who's got the rebound? It's Wemmer for Belgium. And 11 points. The margin. Just feel the Czechs are forcing it in the paint right at the moment. No, they're under pressure right now. Wemmer, bounce pass, finds Gillet off the rim. Wake up the Czechs. Get the deficit to within, say, 8 or so. That would boost their cause as Balvin once again. He's their main outlet. Inside the final minute of the half. Tumba. Lecomte. Gillet. Oh, yes! How good have Belgium been outside the arc? What can the Czechs respond with? Time for one last play after this, perhaps, as Bahacic draws the foul. Just reaching in there a little too vigorously for the officials' liking. His second foul. Bahacic would go to the line. Czechs will certainly be hoping that they'll get one more chance before the hoot up. With 6 differential then on the shot clock. We'll have to wait. Double-digit scoring. Sohan's going to take his time, as you might expect. Very encouraging first half, though, once again. They're going to be a force in this group, no question, Belgium. Sohan takes responsibility himself. Air ball in the end. And time is short. I know Sohan there in defence to make sure Belgium hold on to this advantage at the break. Czechs 36, Belgium 47. And how impressive has Belgium been to their coaches delight, no question of that. With the advantage inside the paint and outside the arc. Free throws not flashy, but rebounds much of a muchness. Look at those 3 steals. Czechs have got to do better in that department, simply to avoid giving Belgium the opportunities that they are getting. Just a little fraught from Coach Ginsberg's team as we see the best moments from the first half. It has certainly been the first half where the face of Coach Ginsberg has highlighted the frustrations that he would have had. Complete with the easy layup. That occasion. You have to like what Belgium are doing. The handshake, always good from 3-point range. Transition plays like that shouldn't come so easily. Good vision to pick out Libert, who's had a quietly very effective 10 minutes off the bench. Makes you wonder how the Czechs are going to come back from this in this second half. Been very loose indeed at times. Almost trying too hard to get back in contention. This was nice from right there. Drained it from the corner. Mike, you well celebrate, young man. And this shows the level of commitment from Belgium. Czechs looking for the call there. But what Akizili really did an awful lot wrong there. Balvin, the main source of points for the Czechs, but need just that little bit more at the moment. Can't rely on him on his own handshake. 9 points, 12 points from Balvin. Turka 5.7 rebounds. Chris needs to do more, you would think, to register a point or a rebound. Very experienced now is Martin Chris, the fullback centre, but Balvin leading the way. Let's look at Jean-Marc Mwemwa, 8 points alongside Obasowan and Gillet, but 100% from the floor. Looks so comfortable. Mention 8 points for Libert as well. So, with 4 scoring options, all of them looking very hot indeed. Plenty of hot hands there. Back Belgium in this second half. Very impressive for them. Remember, they beat Lithuania 86-85 in the end in Mons. What about the Czechs? Well, it's going to be this man, Andrzej Balvin, driving, duck. always a sight to see. 50% shooting. And perhaps it's a sign of the inconsistencies that the Czechs have shown that he's only had 8 scoring opportunities. Belgians know that if Balvin keeps producing for them, might not be enough on its own, but it's going to get the Czechs close. So much more needed from the rest of the Czech roster, no matter how hard you shout it. Second half to come very shortly indeed here in Vilnius.
Turkey look to make the fast start. Great defense from the Dutch.
Richard has the ball taken away. Behind the back pass, a little bit of razzle-dazzle by Spain. Gets it to Zayed, and he goes up for the dunk, and he's fouled. What a moment for Spain here in Cluj-Napoca.
So a good score from Pustanov. The three from the half! Schreiner makes it! Wow, what a three from Schreiner from the half. Look at this one, he gets it.
Big time shot. Look at this. What a pass, and the big throwdown by Mbai.
Foul here, Latvia. They're going to have to do so at some stage. Bulgaria did a good job there of just ticking. Oh, he's made it! That is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable from D-Boss. And that surely will be that. Well, that is one of the best shots you will see in every single qualifying window over the next 12 months.
The Czech players returning to the court, knowing they have it all to do in this second half in Vilnius. Great percentages there, only merely adequate. 41%, 40%, 42% across the board. The most efficient first periods that you've seen. Steps up, most definitely required. And hostilities are resumed here. James Balvin, the leading light of this roster. Some support from Bahacic, but that's been about it. Ural needs to step up to, not seen an awful lot from him so far, whereas you see the difference in figures there. Not just the shooting percentages, but a greater number of assists. Doing so much more. Wemmer, he's been a real star so far. The difference is it's not just Wemmer. In contrast to the Czechs who've had Balvin, Bahacic, and that's largely the size of their scoring options. 4 players for the Belgians on 8 points so far. Got to like the show with Lecomte and Oversoen running affairs in the backcourt too. 3 assists each for them. Belgians on the mark. Bet against them. Stealing a mark on their opponents once again in the second half. Heaven knows the reception that the players received from Ron Ginsberg in the Czech locker room. I doubt he would have been screaming at the top of his lungs. Quiet persuasion required. Give the players confidence going into this second half. Yeah, on the other hand, he's looking all tense and tight, just like Coach Ginsberg there. A lot less to worry about. Both teams with players missing, of course. Satoransky not available. And Vesely. Tabu was such a force in the first window of qualifiers for Belgium. He's not around either. How much have the Czechs got in store? Remember, this is the first of 2 games for these 2 teams this weekend. Back on this court in Vilnius on Sunday. Czech Republic up against Denmark. Belgium will go up against Lithuania. We'll repeat of that game in Mons back in February. 86-65 is how it finished there. I doubt there will be 19 points in it on Sunday. Who knows, that would be a game. Occasionally, Belgians did do that. Such an intimidating place to go to, of course, Vilnius. No fans inside the bubble. Is home advantage that big an advantage these days? Instructions being given out. By quarter split. Belgium winning the first by 8 and also winning the second by 3. Solidifying the platform of that first quarter. Looks like Gillet coming out then. Tumba too. Treats if Belgium use as fine display as they did before the break. So now coming out for the Czechs, which is interesting. Ural there too. Balvin. I'm surprised to see him there. So Balvin, Bahacik, Chris, Sainol, Viorol on the court for the Czechs. Gillet, Lecomte, Wemmer, Obasoan and Tumba for the Belgians. And it's Belgium in possession. Obasoan, Lecomte, screened by Tumba. Tumba kicks it back out. Obasoan off the rim. Not the smoothest of starts for such a talent. Sainol. Balvin to his right-hand side, but got helping out from Viorol. Tumba reaching in, but Balvin gets ahead of him. And Chris with his first points of the game. Just as we were talking about at half-time, Chris needs to come and get busy. Positive signs there for the Czechs, although Chris drawn for the foul there. Belgian ball. Sainol, in fact, called for it. Lecomte. Obasoan steps this way and that. Back to Lecomte. Wemmer was free for a second, but Balvin got in quickly. Gillet will have the effort. Rolls in just about. Wipes its feet and let itself in eventually. Gillet's heart must have been in his mouth then. 11-point game, Gillet into double digits. 67% shooting, another man with a hot hand so far, and Bahacik loses it. Wemmer with the steal or the turnover. Lecomte. Don't know, the second half is shown much of a change from the first here. Lecomte driving up the lane. Back inside to Tumba. Can Tumba find the basket? No, he can't, but he'll get the foul. And frustrations abound for the Czech Republic. Viorol called for it. Well, we're all paused, waiting for the three throws to take place. And away we go. Two fouls for Thomas Viorol now, but Tumba to the line, misses the first. His first trip to the line so far. Misses both. The most promising of starts. Balvin, seen him a lot at the top of the key. Viorol, Chris. Offensive foul called. I think it's on Balvin. Certainly seeking clarification. Now you saw it on Wemmer. Lecomte looking to extend this margin then for Belgium. Do no wrong right now. Obasoan trying to do it all himself, but finds Lecomte. Lecomte's off the rim. Great rebound win from Gillet. Lecomte with another go, perhaps. Opts to step inside. Lays it up, and Tumba can't get there. Away come the Czechs to the encouragement of the bench. Chris, Viorol. Bahacik at the low post. Slips to the court, but will get the ball with 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Just a little slip in the end. Sainol with the inbounds play. Bahacik. 5 seconds left. Foul called. Official right there on the spot. And Moema, for all his three-point shooting in the first half, gets, I think, his third foul. Zeno, Fiorel, Balvin. Looks at his options, Tumba right in there, Fiorel for three. Might be the spark that lights the Czech fire. 8-point game. And remember that the Czechs have barely led in this game. Obersoen for Belgium. Back outside the arc. Time running short, 5 seconds. Lecomte gets away from Fiorel. Does he draw the foul? Looks like it. Another foul they called on the point guard. And the Czech one foul away from giving Belgium the bonus. Obersoen looked good, didn't it? As soon as it left the hand. Wonderfully flat trajectory. 58% shooting once more, and how about that from Zeno? Belgium's coach will look on in frustration. And Obersoen's given up the and one. But look at this. This is why Zeno's on the court. Fabulous layup. Count the extra. 2 fouls then for Obersoen. Czechs to within 7. And up for three-point range. Comes Van Wyn, who steps onto the court. Always great to see young players looking as comfortable in this lineup. 25, though, he's got a bit more experience than most, maybe. Stolen away. Away comes Lecomte. Will he go himself, coast to coast? Yes! Lecomte on the money after the steal, then the layup. And once again, Belgium giving the world a sight. And it says they're going to be real contenders, not just to make EuroBasket final round, but also to do very well indeed in it.
Just move the ball one pass, they shoot, score. Come on, we need to be there. It's too easy. They are shoot like crazy today. We need to react for this. Play man is not the same. Okay, but overall it was not bad now. This come to him, okay? We play now X, okay? Let's go, come on.
Coach Ginsberg demanding an awful lot more from his roster. Nice layup from Chris. It's interesting. And perhaps Belgium playing a little more in the paint at the moment. Seeing a lot of mid-range efforts and long-range efforts inside the arc. Not that many triples recently. Good few more in the first quarter, but they lead by 12. The Czechs know they've got a problem. Here's Zeno for them. Balvin at the low post. Once again, Tumba is close friend. Great layup. That's what Andres Balvin could do. His team need more. 14 points now, that is it for Balvin. Obersoen. pump fake. Gets, well, Tama got a piece of it. They couldn't hold on. Balvin, who has 14 points, sets things up once more. Seno, Bahacic, Balvin, Bahacic. Oh, he's going down a blind alley, isn't he? 3 Belgians all around him. And who's got it? Eventually Obersoen completes the turnover. Gillet. Waiting for Obersoen to get back in the half court before setting things up. Lecomte from way back off the rim. Tumba was a while getting back to his feet, and so too is his opposite number, Balvin, who looks the worse off of the two. We might have a little delay here. Lecomte then for the rebound, and that was just one of those things, wasn't it? Heavy fall to the court for Balvin. How are his ankles? Not too clever from the looks of things. Van Vliet ready to come on for Tumba. No sense in Belgium keeping him out there. The Czechs need Balvin a little more right now. Turkin on for the Czechs. In fact, Bahacic steps out. 10-point game. Just over 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Gillet, Obersoen, all sorts of space, but finds Gillet once more, and Gillet makes no mistake. The 3-point play, getting Gillet to 13 points. Another turnover, far too many from the Czechs, and that was always going to be called an unsportsmanlike foul. Seno really had no other option. And since they tightened up this role, yeah, well, Seno knows exactly what he's doing there, doesn't he? Obersoen making sure that the officials see it, not that they needed any help. Obersoen goes to the line, but frankly, with Balvin now out of the game, and also Seno, thanks to the unsportsmanlike, of course, Purcell is on. You see him on corners. Obersoen goes to the line for the unsportsmanlike. Sirena is in 2. Czechs will hope that Balvin has not done any lasting damage. They'll need him on Sunday against the Danes. And let me remind you, at home they only beat by 4 back in February. Quite the same as going to Copenhagen, but nothing is. Gillet finds Obersoen. Driving up the lane as he can do. Wow, about that! Obersoen. Ten points to his name now. As at the other end of the court, Gillet called for the foul there. 15 points. The margin here. Czechs have to build from something here. Sirena eventually finds Paterka, who just before the shot clock expires only finds iron. And away comes Obersoen. Drives it up himself. Oh, that was cute. And how about that as well, Van Wyn? Obersoen looking as if he's climbing all over the back. Palja. Some finish. Some setup. 18 points the lead now. And once again, another turnover. The Czechs going to pieces. Obersoen picking them up. And the one-handed alley-oop. Belgium on fire right now. Van Wyn with the beautiful touch, but everyone's in the Oberzoom world right now, and it's our joy to be there too. Timeout called by the Czechs. They simply have no answer right now.
More aggressive, but still we need to make better effort. Tomasz, take Jakov. We play 45 now. Now, if you don't have to, Michika, watch corners, okay? Because they are helping, okay? Clear? Be aggressive, Michika. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Just have to watch this again. Oberzoom has been leading the Czechs a merry dance. Van Wyn's joined in. Tumba's brought his physicality, which has sometimes worked, sometimes it hasn't. Balvin taking advantage of the moments when it doesn't. And how about the layup there? That is just gorgeous. .20 game. 2 minutes, 20 to play. And the three-point play barely makes a dent in that, but I'll take anything right now. Pauser with the triple. And Van Wyn is almost unopposed for the dunk. You can see why they took Lithuania apart in Mons, can't you? Lithuania still to come at home, Belgium. Looking very good indeed to not just qualify, but qualify in style. Offensive foul call, was that? Or it looks like it. Pauser, though, his reaction probably says it all. Drawing the foul. And Van Wyn, the man responsible. Lecomte watching on as Vural tries to get the Czechs back in business here. 19 points to deficit, and they don't look like getting it back, but more from Vural like that to set up Criswell. They'll help. Off the rim it goes. Who's got the rebound? It's Gillet for Belgium, and all the way to Oberzoom, coast to coast. They're making it look very easy indeed right now. Quick vision via Van Wyn. Oberzoom gets it home. Vural over the top to Pauser. Foul called. Looks like it's Van Vliet. But it's been a comprehensive team performance this so far from Belgium. So many options. Oberzoom really getting into it in this third quarter. Off the court now, of course. So he steps out, but Oberzoom 14 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And 55% shooting as we watch Pauser go to the line. Going to be some game on Sunday when they take on the Lithuanians. What a shame it's not in front of a packed arena, as we've said so often through this pandemic. Pauser 2 for 2. Double digits for him. He's been one to impress, but Czechs have not got it together so far. Lecomte Drives it up the lane. Oh, there was a fabulous hand in there from Purcell that just did enough. Turnover called. Lecomte in there, and there. Purcell with the outstretched arm just enough. Might give the Czechs the last play here of the quarter. But the road ahead of them in the fourth is going to be very steep indeed. Ural to the top of the key, and Paterka not found his rhythm at all today. And away come Belgium. Can Van Vliet put it up? He wasn't that far away. But I don't think his coach or the rest of the bench will mind all that much. 51-70. What a margin, and what a third quarter for this Belgian team. They take it 23-15 and still putting up good numbers there. 61-62% shooting from 2-point and 3-point range. Free throws a bit iffy, but doesn't matter when you're shooting as well as they are. And there's going to be plenty of highlights from them shortly, but first, the Czechs. Balvin finding Chris with the bounce pass. Balvin, incidentally, for the Czechs, just 2 points since the break. And it will please Belgium that he's only had that one opportunity. 10 points to Pauzia, who's shooting 60%, and 9 from the hat trick. But Obersoen has been a sight to see. Lecomte, the support act with the steal, going coast to coast. Balvin there with that sole opportunity of the third quarter. Final act then of game one today in Vilnius. Czechs with it all to do from here. Iber in for Obersoen. He might have seen his last action of the contest as Pauzia. Fast pass picked out by Paterka. Back to Pauzia off the rim. And Vliet in there reaching for Belgium, but to no success. Ural. And drive it up past Lecomte, but his progress is checked. Pauzia. Time running out. Oh, it just rolls out. And if they were lucky to set that up for Lucas Pauzia, it was probably the right option. Oh, that then takes off. And Belgium have been high-flying up to now, and that just puts the icing on the cake. Paterka for the Czechs. Ural from way back. Never looked likely, off balance. Here's Liebert. Gillet, Lecomte, Liebert, Van Vliet. Van Wyn on the court for Belgium. Van Vliet. Here's Lecomte. And Lecomte trying to drive it past Bahacic. But the door closed unceremoniously. Bahacic gets his latest A few more to come if he produces moments like that. And here he is once more. Liebert. Same in the game for the Czechs. Bural steps out. Liebert. Van Wyn unable to connect. Good, strong, aggressive defense from Belgium, really closing the space out at the edge of the arc. And that's all that Bahacic can do. So another Purcell with the offensive rebound. Right old battle in the paint there. Just sense the frustration, can't you, on the Czech side. Van Vliet called for the foul, of course. His fourth. Bahacic's flow disturbed once more this time. And it's Liebert with the foul. Plenty of fouls to give as well inside the final 8 minutes. It's like Liebert has picked up his second in very quick succession there. That's his fourth. Not that it will hugely matter, but you would imagine that Belgium will want to be resting up as much as they can their top-line players with Lithuania to come on Sunday. Turkey with the rebound. Pauser losing out from three-point range, and now it's Gillet's turn to be called for another foul. His third now. Liebert on 4, Van Vliet on 4, Gillet now on 3, Wemmers on 3. Nothing to panic about just yet, you would think, though. Here's Bahacic for the Czechs. Down by 21. That's why they don't have to panic, Belgium. And in it goes to Purcell, who dunks and makes sure that the glorious pass from Bahacic. Liebert. Van Vliet trying to help out, but the screen was remotely effective. Ball goes out of play. That's good, solid defensive play for me from Bahacic, but there's Purcell with the dunk earlier. Obersohn back in the game. Offensive foul called. Great defense from Sainol, standing up to the moment. Obersohn stepping in for Lecomte. He can't work it out whatsoever, can he? And there's the... Sainol gets one in the nose for his trouble. Third foul for Obersohn. You wouldn't think it would be an issue. Stranger things have happened, though, and now it's the Czechs' turn to be called for an offensive foul. Purcell, the man responsible. Turkey, in fact, called for the foul. Gillet responsible for drawing it. Liebert. Bounce pass to Gillet. Back out to Liebert. And there's the foul. Sainol called for it. Foul number 3. Sunday's game with Denmark assumes more importance now for the Czechs if this remains the way it's going to go. Van Vliet with the layup. Remember, Czechs will, of course, qualify as co-hosts from this group as Purcell tries to drive it up, and Van Vliet's there strong, but gives the foul on that. Is that his 5th? Yep, that's his 5th personal foul. So Van Vliet has run his race. Six points, 3 rebounds and 1 assist for Andy Van Vliet. One of these Belgian bench players that have contributed well into this contest as Czechs get a little success from the line. Overso. Van Wyn looking for it in the corner, but the officials step in. And it's Bahanchik who thinks he's been called. Let's watch it again. Yeah. Bahanchik into the back of Tumba. It's Overso on the top of the key. Chile with the screen, Overso, and going on his merry way. 14 points becomes 16. And yet more frustration for the Czechs. They can do no right at the moment, and that foul for Turkey's 2nd. Belgium into the bonus territory. 5.5 minutes to play. And look at those turnovers for the Czech Republic. 14 in all. As Overso's denied on this occasion. Away come the Czechs. Pump fake from Pauser. Drives it up. The basket won't count. Gillet, on the other hand, has another personal foul to his tally. This might be one area that the Lithuanians will be looking at for Sunday's game. It will be maybe a little lack of discipline. Which is getting into a little bit of foul trouble. Not that it should affect the overall result here. Overso in now. Quite a night for him once again. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists as it stands right now. Double-digit scoring in both the 2 previous qualifiers as well. Here's Liebe driving it up over the top. Alley-oop, Tumba, no problem. And this Belgian team more than a match for the Czech Republic at the moment. Bahanchik. Peterka to the corner it goes. Pausia. Tumba there with the defensive rebound. You'd like to see the Belgians take on perhaps a real top-ranked side of Spain or Serbia to judge how good they can be, but they're producing some sublimely efficient basketball at the moment. Then, and Tumba only denied by Bahanchik's latest foul. But to beat Lithuania and to remain on course to defeat the Czech Republic, 2 top 10 teams in the FIBA World Rankings, no mean feat as the officials look to review that call. Watch it again. Remember, it has to be a clear and obvious mistake for the officials to reverse the original call. Bahacic has he's actually called for an unsportsmanlike, and he might smile wryly, but that's a pretty fair decision from the officials. Tumble to the line. Belgium will want to improve their free throws shooting against Lithuania in their next game, of course. As Lightbear is denied. Another foul called on Purcell. And once again, it's TV time for the officiating crew. Maybe looking for another unsportsmanlike here. And it's some contact, that, from Purcell. Not so sure that this is as clear and obvious as the last one, though. See what the call is. Yep, another unsportsmanlike called. And the heads have gone here in these Czech players. No, there to the line. He's had a good day so far. 8 points. Make that 9. And look at that, 100%. This for double digits. No problem. And if anything, this will be one of the highlights for the Belgian coaching team, as we see another call. It can't be on Purcell again, can it? But bear in mind that either on a combined, I guess about 17 minutes on average in the two previous games in this qualifying group. 34 minutes in total. And 8 points to his name in those two games tonight. 10 points. And there's 2 assists. Tumble to the line, no. 82-56. Czechs have been thoroughly squeezed out in this game so far. That reduces the margin somewhat, though. Pausia once again. He's had a fine second half. 14 points now to his name. Stan Wynn for Belgium. Over Sowen. Ideally, I'm sure Belgium would like to get him off the court, but that's some layup. Very, very nearly. Draws the foul from Pausia. That'll be his second. 3:36 remaining in the game. But he has such a burst of speed from a standing start. So difficult to challenge that. And Eberso goes to the line as we see Farsky for the first time on the Czech side. 21-year-old coming in for Bahacic. Another great display, 54% shooting. And another point added to the total. That might be it for Obersohn. Fine display. And when you're 26 points up, no point in keeping him out there, quite frankly. Akizili to replace him. Tumble with the rebound. Strong shoulders from him. And he's there once more. Czechs trying to find a way of reducing this deficit. This is going to be a costly defeat for them if it remains this way inside the last 3 minutes as we are. Akizili, bounce pass finds Van Wyn. Tumba will bury that. Flush. Van Wyn with all the time in the world. And Tumba even more so. Sanel is denied, and so too is Purcell. But foul called, I think, on Tumba. And Purcell will go to line, and that'll be that for Tumba. Mahrez will come up, Blyenberg too. Bench being emptied now by Belgium. Michael Gilmore on for his first taste in a Belgium shirt too. There he is, watching on. Sverdlik with the points. Gilmore wants to keep an eye on. But there's Akizili. Trying to drive it up, looked like an offensive drive, was it? Offensive foul. I wonder if he thinks he's got away with one there, Akizili. Sanel sent to the court packing. Well, the right decision in the end. Offensive foul called, and it was always likely to be. Fouls up. To the thigh of his Belgian opponent. Two intriguing games then to come on Sunday in this group. And that is some driving layup from Sanel. Gets the M1 too. Akizili. Unable to help himself, does he? No. Offensive foul called, intriguing. 86-60. Akizili. Been in the action at both ends of the court at the moment. Blyenberg. Here is Gilmore. Can shoot it from this sort of range. Akizili can too. Oh, great spin. And how about the layup as well? Pure quality from Belgium so far. And they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. In fact, they already are. Purcell. Inside. And it's Sverdlik who's squeezed down. It's Blyenberg for Belgium. Inside the last minute. Fancy pass. Puts Kestelhoop in space. And yet another foul called on Czech Republic. That was the defensive play from Gilmore, showing what he can contribute. And once again, the officials insistent that we take another look. Is that going to be another unsportsmanlike on Purcell? With the third unsportsmanlike in this final quarter. Not this time. Perhaps they're bored with calling unsportsmanlike, who knows? Kestelhout to the line. They do shoot good numbers, Belgium. 86 against Lithuania, 88 against Denmark, and now it's 90 against the Czechs. How many they'll get against Lithuania on Sunday? That will be some occasion. Such a disappointment. You won't see these fanatical Lithuanian fans in for that one, as Purcell lays it up to 2. Czechs absolutely need to get back on track. No question of them not qualifying, of course, but win for confidence against Denmark will be much required, as Gilmore can only find the rim. Perhaps time for one last play. Purcell. Pazia. Now I'm going to try and put it up. Zeno from long range, off the rim. And it rather sums up the Czechs' night, that really. Thumping defeat for them in the end. And the last few moments of this game are played out to put Belgium 3-0 at the top of Group C. Once again, Obersoen, the star of proceedings. And it's going to be some contest between Belgium and Lithuania. The rematch in Vilnius on Sunday. Because the players can't shake hands in the usual way because of all the pandemic-related restrictions, but those stats quite a sight for this Belgian Lions team. Plenty of rebounding, but so many steals, and the Czechs giving up the ball so easily in comparison with their opponents. 22 points coming from turnovers for Belgium. Obersoen 18, Gillet 13, Balvin with 14, but not a figure of substance in that second half. Most of those in the first, as we review the key moments after the half-time hooter. And Van Wyn with an eye-catching dunk to trap the eyes of one or two scouts around Europe and maybe elsewhere as well. Obersoen all smiles, and why not? When your team are this confident and showing such cohesion. Purcell with one or two bright spots for the Czech Republic, but nowhere near in the consistency that his team needed. Obersoen. Finding Van Vliet. Obersoen. Quite a night for him. To follow up. He has 21 points against Lithuania, 16 against Denmark. Tonight, he produced something very special. 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. Some talent. Leiber with a good evening too. 10 points to his name, 3 assists for good measure as well. Honourable mentions to Gillet, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Van Wyn, 12 points, shooting 83% as well. Some had his moments too, but all around a fine team performance from a Belgian side that does have a little bit of depth to it too. And whilst you'd expect then Lithuania to qualify alongside the Czech Republic going into the final round, it's going to be fun to watch while it lasts. And who knows, should they make it to that final round, there are going to be some big names who will not want to draw them. A little while since Belgium were competitive at EuroBasket level. Top 10 in 2013, only 19th in 2017, and didn't get through the first round in the World Cup qualifiers, but quite a day for them. And they have the ascendancy in Group C. 3-0, 6 points to their name. All a good day's work for them. And more to come on Sunday, they will hope, when they take on the bubble hosts, Lithuania, who, as you can see, looking to get revenge for that defeat at the Mons Arena. Thanks for your company. More basketball to come from Vilnius. From myself, Chris Edgerton, and the rest of the team. Good night.
Vai,